The big game is over, and we saw Titans on the field, but with all eyes of the world on the Super Bowl, the Team Melt campaign made sure to remind us all that football isn't just a man's sport. 45% of the NFL's fan base is women, and what you may not know is thousands also play pro football themselves. The billboards throughout Los Angeles showcase 4 of the nation's top women in football, and we are joined by one of them, 3-time champion wide receiver Lois Cook with the DC Divas. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming to Los Angeles. What a game. What'd you think of it?
Oh, I was all in it. It was amazing, but the better part was, like you mentioned before, that actually women got a little seat at the table in the beginning there.
They certainly did. In the pregame show, they showed some little girls there who were playing flag football. You know all about that. What was the importance for you of being on that billboard? The tagline was "Football is football," basically regardless of gender.
Right. I was so thrilled about this campaign. I mean, I'm a milk drinker, so it's a natural partnership for me. But what was so important is that, my mission and my goal in life is to show young girls and women that they do have a place on the field. And it just feels amazing to have a partner who's able to highlight our sport and really support us in that way.
You know, I grew up in a generation where we didn't even have basketball teams when I was coming up. I didn't know women like yourself played pro football, padded up, fierce, taking the same hits as the guys. Is that right?
Absolutely, and we love it. It's fun. That's the best part. It's the adrenaline rush and just the physical and the mental challenge. Football is a game of strategy. It's a mental game, but you are exerting yourself physically, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but you play the same as the guys play. You take the same hits. What's the difference between how women play and the men play?
I would say that the women that I've played alongside are a little more passionate about it. There's no difference physically. We are doing the same exact thing. We're out here in our full pads. We're, hitting each other, going hard, putting in 100%. So I don't see a difference other than the level of passion. And I think that just comes from women who are appreciate the game just because we haven't had the opportunity to play all of our lives.
And you've been playing for 20 years, and you have to pay to play. That's a major difference than men in the NFL. What would you like to see, and how big of a challenge is that posed for you?
Well, it's a huge challenge because as a player who doesn't, we have women who play have to have a source of income outside of the game. And so in that case, we're focusing on making sure that we're not getting injured so that we can go back to work the next day, or taking time off of work or taking vacation days so that we can make away games. But it's important for us to be able to focus on the game and not have these external factors that are kind of stressors in our lives that hinder us from our peak performance. And so it's important to see a change to, allow women the same opportunity as men. I mean, this is a career for men. So for us, we want to see the same thing. And what's important is that that young girls and women can see that, and they can aspire to be a women's football player just like the men can aspire to be NFL players.
And do you feel like the NFL gives the women's teams as much support as you would like?
As I would like, absolutely not. Women can see, and young girls can see women like Callie Brownson, Jennifer King, Jen Welter, Lori Locust, who are out there stepping on the field as coaches, which is amazing. But let's remember, they were players first. And so they are symbols of hope and inspiration for women across this country that they can do that too. But we've got to look at the women who are already playing as well. We've been in this game for years and years, and we don't have the same amount of support. And like I said before, it is a career. It's a career for men. So the only difference is that we're women.
And you have a foundation, the Lois Cook Foundation, where you're really pushing for girls to be able to play football in middle and high school. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely in high school, but certainly middle school as well. I think that the girls that are in high school deserve their own space on the field, their own team. And so through the organization, we are supporting young girls and young boys through education and camps and clinics and just being there with them. So I travel the country to visit young girls who play, and I carry my helmet everywhere that I go to let them know that they're not alone on the field and that they have someone, they have thousands and thousands of men and women in the WFA, my league, that support them as well.
Well, Lois Cook, you're an inspiration, and I know there's so many little girls who look up to you and look up at that billboard throughout Los Angeles and say, I want to be just like her. And to see it, you can be it, or to be it, you have to see it. So thank you so much for representing. Wish you the best of luck back in the DC Divas, and come back to Los Angeles anytime.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll be back soon.
I hope you will. I'm doing an LA Stories on you as well, because your story, mother of 4 boys, changing the archetype of how young boys and young girls see women and the range of who we are and what we're capable of. So thank you so much for representing. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you.
To learn more about the WFA and the Lois Cook Foundation, visit loiscook.org. And just remember, football has no gender. It's for boys and girls, men and women. We'll be back.